Hi everyone. How's it going? Let's just make sure that everything is working first before we kick off. Looks like we're live, so that's great. Definitely let me know in the chat if anything is not coming through well. Just give me 1 second as well. So the performance of this particular technology we use is a bit hit and miss, so I want to make sure that we're all set up here first. So we've got a few things I want to cover today, but these particular community sessions are great to sort of just ask me questions, just to discuss various things that are going on at Enterprise DNA. So we're totally open-ended in terms of how we run these sessions. I have a few things that I want to cover, but it sort of is totally up to the listeners and the viewers. So I'm just want to double check that we're all good to go here. Okay, so it seems like it's working on YouTube. Sorry, I just want to, I've had so many issues with this technology. I just want to get it working before we sort of kick off. I want to make sure the quality is good as well. If the quality isn't good, we might just cancel and redo it. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, cool, yeah. Okay, so I've got a few on at the moment, which is great. Sorry for just the setup issues. We use this fancy technology, but because it's so fancy, it doesn't seem to work half the time, which is always the way, isn't it? So I think we'll keep it short and sharp because we don't have a huge amount on at the moment. If you got any questions on Power BI, just let us know. Let me know, and I can jump into a few things that I wanted to cover. But this is an open-ended session for our community and for those who are part of our membership group and also our Center of Excellence. And so, we just open up these sessions so that everyone can, learn from myself, the community, some of our experts, so on and so forth. So give me a shout if you've got any questions. The main things that I wanted to cover today, if I'll just have a quick review, is some of the new course content that we've got coming out for 2021, and also some new things that we're doing on the Analyst Hub, and also some new enterprise DNA initiatives that we're running, things like the challenges and the problem of the week, and also we're introducing a new one called Optimization Lab as well, which is pretty cool. Cool. Okay, so I see guys here as well. Okay, so it's kind of working. So guys say that the links are very difficult, which is not great. For some reason, this event is just proving very difficult to execute successfully on this new platform. So we'll review it again, but it's all right. Now, before we kick off into some of the things I want to talk about, give me a shout. What are some of the things on your mind in 2021 regarding Power BI? And what are some of the things that you've enjoyed going through on the Enterprise DNA platform? Are you enjoying our new podcasts? Are you enjoying some of the new content creators that we're introducing? So on and so forth. So I'm just forwarding through details of your issues guide to my team. So one of the big things that we're doing this year at Enterprise DNA is we are introducing a lot of new content creators. So I'm not sure if you've recognized that, especially in our YouTube channel, we've got all of a bunch of our Enterprise DNA experts are now creating content. And so this is going to be the massive change within the Enterprise DNA platform this year, is that we're going to introduce a lot more content creators. Now, during last year, I realized if we were to take Enterprise DNA to the next level, we needed to get some diversity of thought. We needed to harness the amazing talents and skills of our community a lot better. And I made a decision that we needed to build up some other content creators. And we started off by introducing some of those into our YouTube channel, some of those individuals into our YouTube channel, like Brian, Melissa, Nick, Greg, and Jarrett. And it worked so well, I realized, this could really work. And so the idea is that we're going to introduce all of our content creators from YouTube. We're going to move them, we're going to get content into our portal, into our learning center. And that's what is going to be huge for us this year. And we're basically committed to introducing a brand new course every single month this year. So 12 new courses. So we're really going to beef up our content creation, which I'm super excited about, because it's really going to elevate what we offer to another level. And even our first one, first new course module that we're coming out this month, like in the next week or so, and it's about DAX optimization. And so this is something that's been asked for a long time, and finally we've been able to partner with Nick, one of our Enterprise DNA experts, and he's already created a brand new course, and we're going to release it in the next week or so. So this is just the beginning. We've got some courses on geospatial, mQuery or MCode courses coming from Melissa. We've got a governance course. We're going to do a Power Apps course. We're going to have literally 12 new courses this year released on our platform. So an amazing amount of value being embedded into our platform, and it's an awesome evolution for Enterprise DNA. So really, really excited. about where things are heading. And that's just courses. When you think about the showcases and the initiatives that we're running, we're really building up this entire ecosystem of education offerings, which is unmatched, really. So hopefully you're excited about that, and you'll be certainly hearing from more from myself and from our other experts and content creators in the near future about what we've got coming out, etc. Okay, so got a good question. Got a good question here. So Rishi's asking, how do I get involved in the experienced members community? I'm a data platform MVP with a fair amount. So great. It's great to have you as part of the community. And yeah, look, we'd love to get more experts for sure. Now, really, it just takes a little bit of a commitment to be part of the community. So participating in the forum, getting involved in the challenges, really showcasing your skills so that we can see it and the community values it. And then from there, you have an opportunity to be elevated to our experts group. Now, I think we actually, if you head over to the Enterprise DNA website, I think we do actually have a link which sort of describes how to become an Enterprise DNA expert. I think if you go right down to the bottom to our footer, let me have a look. Enterprise DNA experts. I'm just clicking on it myself on my screen. Yeah, cool. So easy. Upgrade to Enterprise DNA membership. Master the content on Enterprise DNA online. Get your certification and participate in answering support questions in the forum. That's all it takes, and then you'll get recognized really quickly. I think if you can add on there the challenges, then that's going to work in your favor as well. So look, if you get involved in the community, you get recognized pretty quickly, honestly, and that's how it should be. Okay, so Guy likes the new content. Cool, that's great. And it's a good point. Last year we updated 80% of the content. We refreshed about 80% of the content, and I'm putting some finishing touches on refreshing the financial reporting course, the scenario analysis course. I think those are the only two left, actually. And so maybe the advanced transformation course as well. I can't remember. So I might have done that. But anyway, we're updating all the old courses, all the historic ones, and obviously got a whole lot of new courses coming out. So there's going to be just incredible volume of content. And Guy, you also mentioned the ebooks. So we actually, these are just sort of been put on the back burner, but we do actually have a couple of ebooks already set up. We just haven't marketed them yet. We haven't actually put them into the, I personally need to review them. But we are in the process of building out our ebooks. The idea is, the plan is to have an ebook for every single course. So every single course will have an ebook, and so you can also sort of like read through the course as well as viewing it. That's the idea. So we'll get there. So the other big initiatives we have going on this year is obviously we've got the challenges. So we're on Power BI Challenge 11 right now, and that is about COVID data. And I think we've extended the submission date to the end of the week, and so that's really on point topic, and plenty to learn from the data set. It's not a simple data set. There's a little bit to it. And so some work to be done in the query editor, your model, and then ultimately in your navigation and visualization. I've already seen a couple of really solid submissions into the challenge, but the challenges, we kickstarted them off last year, and I feel like we're going to take them to another level this year. We're looking for sponsors to come in and sponsor them with a financial reward for good submissions and for a few other categories. But we're also just trying to work out ways to build out the visibility of our challenges and what everyone is submitting, and the benefits from participating, etc. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to take the best submissions or great attributes from different submissions, and we're going to do interview style videos on how the developer went about it, how they put it together. And so, that itself is going to be really valuable content that we're going to put into the portal as well. And so, we're really going to try and showcase the skill sets of everyone who's participating even more than what we have done in the past. Because, I myself, learned from a lot of challenge submissions last year. And, I can see that as just being such a huge part of being involved in the enterprise DNA community and being involved in these initiatives. We're trying to, create an ecosystem of education offerings that is going to create the most valuable Power BI users in the world. And I think we're already there, but there's always ways to make things better, ways to optimize, always looking to find things I'm personally always thinking about ways we can improve. And so, I think the challenges and how we take that forward is going to be a really big part of that. Might just share my screen a little bit here, just so we can have a look at a few things. Hold on a second. Just head over to the forum so you can see. So you'll see here that now, this is a recent addition we've made in the forum. So the forum is sort of like the heart of the enterprise DNA community, and within the forum we have we're putting all the latest initiatives right front and center, so you know exactly what's going on. So we've got video on here regarding the challenge, so challenge 11, COVID-19 reporting, and then we've got the problem of the week. So this is another piece of another initiative that we're working on, right? Problem of the week, and this one is being run by Brian mostly, and he's coordinating a lot of the efforts and behind the scenes with the enterprise DNA experts. And again, it's just another great initiative that we're running that enables you to to practice your skills, to learn by doing, which is what I've always been, practical application. And that's always been huge for me. Okay, a couple of questions that I can go over. So time commitment for the course modules. So there's well over 75 hours of content, I think, now. And obviously there's going to be a lot more, but I've always wanted to build out a really comprehensive offering of actually there's way more than 75 hours if you take in all the mini series and etc. But the idea is that we have the structured courses, which are our core education tools, like our core education modules to learn Power BI in a structured way. So you've got like Power BI workshop, DAX calculations, the query transformations, advanced analytics, scenario analysis, all of those ones, and those we're building those up quite significantly with our new content creators this year. Those are the ones that you want to work your way through in a more sequential way, but you don't have to do it all at once. I'm big on learning something and practically applying it, right? So the DAX course itself is the advanced DAX course is about 12 hours long. There's just so much to learn there, and you want to be able to practically apply that in an efficient way as you're learning it. And in combination with that, you have the showcases, you have the challenge participation. All of these things sort of add up together, right? And it's not just about viewing videos. It's about learning and then practically applying and learning, getting that feedback loop going, right? Feedback loop in terms of, okay, this is what happens when I do this piece of analysis in my model, in my report. This is how I build my DAX formulas around this navigation experience that I want to create. So I stay away from sort of saying, okay, yep, your commitment is 50 hours. Like, I believe if you follow, your own journey through our content, and you do it and you really focus on it for, so let's say 4 to 8 weeks, like 1 to 2 months, you will be creating amazing stuff in Power BI. But there's still so much to learn. I mean, you can always revert back to the content on very specific things like budgeting, advanced analytics techniques, time intelligence. There's all these sort of things that you can go to eventually, but it doesn't have to be done right from the word go. Okay, so hopefully that was sort of a long-winded answer, but hopefully that was beneficial. Another question. Any cool new features you've discovered in Power BI recently? I mean, there's heaps. There's the certified data sets, which I think is going to be great for governance. I think there's been some solid enhancements to data flows, etc. So I think all of those things, even though I haven't used them extensively, but I know that they are. I've seen enough to know that they're going to make a difference to how Power BI is sort of governed and sort of organized within organizations. And so I think that's been sort of like a missing piece. So that's great. Also, just like one of the big things that I have liked about Power BI probably in the last 6 months is a lot of just these small changes that have been made around bookmarks and just ways you can create navigation experiences, tooltips. All those small things, they all add up and enable such versatility in how you create your Power BI reports. And that's what's mostly that's been the most exciting to me, compared to all these other features, that have been released, etc. I think also, and I haven't dived into this too extensively, is the ability to get Power BI Premium at a much smaller scale. I haven't read too far into that other than like surface level, and I think that is good too, because I always thought that the rollout of Power BI Premium was an absolute mess and so complicated. So, and everyone everyone wanted the functionality but didn't have the 500 licenses or whatever that you needed. So I think that is going to be a good evolution as well. What about everyone out there? What are some of the things that you're excited about? There is some excitement about Tabular Editor as well. Not something that I've dived into too much because I just stick to Power BI, but some of the experts are quite excited about that as well. But I'll throw it out to everyone there. Everyone out there, what are you most excited about? I'm personally more excited about what we're doing at Enterprise DNA. That's some of the new features and initiatives, especially with things like the Analyst hub that we're developing as well. I think that what we're doing there is seriously awesome, and we're going to bring a lot of added productivity, bring a lot of productivity gains to Power BI developers, but also we're building up the collaboration around Power BI development as well within organizations. So Craig's had a lot of fun animated GIFs in PowerPoint and then rendering them in Power BI. Interesting. Not something I've done. And Rishi, composite models over Power BI datasets. Yeah, I think that. I just think that this is a solid evolution, and probably the Power BI team are making these changes because they've been requested over and over again by the community and by their biggest customers. Just the ability to, you already can create things so much faster than any analysis, so much faster than you could historically in Power BI. But I think also just the ability to scale over a more sort of enterprise infrastructure with sort of composite models and Power BI data sets you can really scale your reporting so much more, so that not everyone, like the perfect example is that like within a business you have a lot of sort of consistent data sets like customers or products, right? And instead of everyone having to load those into their own models every single time they want to run some analysis, like you might have your sales team needing the products and customers data sets, but you also might need your marketing team have exactly the same data sets. And so instead of everyone getting all the same data into their models, you can just have one centralized place where everyone retrieves the exact same data sets. And in some cases, they don't even need to bring the data sets into them, into their model, especially if you're doing those composite models. So. Yep. So good point here, Yusuf. I mean, it still amazes me how little Power BI is still not that well known. It is like unbelievable, really. I just think a lot of it is that everyone, humans just aren't, we're creatures of habit, right? And everyone's like invested so much in Excel, and I think it's just a really slow burn to get everyone across to Power BI. But as soon as they see Power BI, and I'm sure you all know this from experience, there's no going back. There's no going back. It's just so superior, and it's great. I mean, it's great for everyone who's sort of still getting in at the ground floor with Power BI here, which is really how I feel where we're at still. There's still so much value to be generated from analytics initiatives, from analysis that you can do, just huge amounts of value. And the most valuable people within organizations will be, data analysts, I believe, because you can just do things so much faster. Data analysts and application developers, with things like Power Apps and Power Automate, etc. And, we're definitely going to, I've been talking about it for 18 months or so now, but this year we will definitely be getting into Power Apps and Power Automate. There'll be a lot of new course content and also just general content we'll put out there on our YouTube channel about Power Apps, because I want to showcase to the business world, or just organizations in general, that you can build incredible applications. It doesn't just need to be about ad hoc analysis. It can be about building fully operating business applications where you have a front end sort of a UI that captures information, and then you can pipe it all the way to your Power BI reports and build an application, a web-based application around that. So there's just so many exciting things that you can do, and I don't feel like that is being showcased really anywhere at the moment. And so I want Enterprise DNA to become sort of the place that showcases that in a really compelling way. So that's going to be another super evolution for us this year. So how's everyone been using, or how's everyone's interactions with the Analyst Hub been lately? We've made some really significant upgrades to it at the end of last year, and I haven't had a chance to really talk about it because I sort of went on a break. And haven't had a chance to obviously have our community events, but also create much content about it. And especially with our Teams functionality and the projects functionality, there's now just endless ways that you can now use the Analyst Hub to improve like the way that you organize all of your documents within the Analyst Hub, but also just ways that you collaborate with your teams, which is going to be huge going forward. That's what we want the Analyst Hub to enable, is that collaboration within organizations. So interesting question just to divert to from Yusuf. So yeah, look, I think there is a bit of a learning curve, but it's not that hard really, especially if you use Enterprise DNA content, obviously, because we have the most, in my view, we've got the most practical application of of how, ways to practically apply, your learnings from Excel into Power BI and, quite quickly create fantastic work. Okay, Craig. Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. If I just jump to here for a second. So you see here, just give me a second. I might change the background to a darker color here. So you'll see here that we've introduced a few things. If you look down in the bottom here, we've got these new spaces. So you've got a team space and a personal space. Now, if I quickly just jump back to my personal space, this has been a huge update. You'll see that I have my own documents here, right? These are my personal documents. But now what I can do is I can create teams and I can jump to any team. And so I've got two teams here. I've got an Enterprise DNA Experts team and my own internal Enterprise DNA team. So if I come into here, I select, okay, I want to go to my Enterprise DNA team. And you can have multiple teams, right? You can have 5 teams if you really, really want to. So think about how that would work in your organization. And so now I'm in my team space. And so you see here, I'm in an Enterprise DNA team. Now, one of the things that we do need to improve here is the visibility of when you are in a team versus when you're not. So that is one thing that's sort of come up. But at the moment, we only have this sort of notification down the bottom here. But now within my team, I have all my team documents. And so I have planner boards, I can have DAX formulas, I can have Power BI portfolios, so on and so forth. So all of these apps now, when we create something inside of here, can be saved within your team documents, right? And then within your teams, you can also have projects, and projects can have a range of different documents as well. And so I myself have to honestly use this functionality a little bit more, but I'm just slowly getting back into what we, creating reports and so on and so forth after catching up last week. But these particular, and these projects can be isolated to different teams, right? So these projects won't flow over to other teams or your personal documents. They are specific, just specific for each different team. And so what I can do is, I think I've got to go back to my personal space first, and then I can go back to my team and I can go into the Enterprise DNA Experts team. And so you'll see here that all of our Enterprise DNA Experts are in the same team. And we can set up projects for that specific team as well. So this is huge. This is really huge. And I think has added a lot of functionality to the Analyst Hub, and we can just build on it from here. We're still really only just getting started in our journey of what we're going to do with the Analyst Hub. We've got a lot of big changes still to come in the coming months. One of those is we're going to build out the applications that we have here. So at the moment, we still, in my view, only really have 5 core applications here. These 2 are just supplementary, really, that don't allow us to save documents. But we've got we're going to have an M code tool. We're going to have a raw code tool, so you can save any type of code. We're going to have a data pipelines planner, so you can plan out all of the ways that your data needs to be arranged in the back end for your Power BI reports. We've got a data model planner. We've got we're going to create a way for you to save your data models, the images of your data models, so that you can sort of catalog how data models look like. We're going to introduce a new section called templates. So we're gonna set up a range of templates around planners, the matrix, DAX formulas, so on and so forth. So that will speed up, even color themes. It will really speed up the way that users can get onboarded to the Analyst Hub. And the other big thing is we're going to improve the notifications and ways that you can communicate inside the app as well. So what I'm finding is that it's difficult, because at the moment up here is the only way you can see notifications, and to me it's not obvious enough. And so what I want to do is, we want to boost the collaboration significantly, right, of everyone in your teams using the Analyst Hub around your analytics initiatives. And so we want to make the notifications sort of front and center so that when you see someone actually doing something on one of your documents within your team, you're actually notified about it and you know to respond or to collaborate based on that. So that's just, that's just some of the updates that we're making. I'm sure we'll think of others. We've got a lot of feedback that has come in over time. So we listen to all of the feature requests here. So, we're continuing to improve little things here and there that won't be as noticeable, but will definitely add a lot of value. Okay, so a couple of questions while I've been. So we've got use of, haven't used it much, but like the DAX cleanup and color themed, Okay, cool. So that's good. So you're gonna really, there's obviously the community aspect is huge as well, right? Is that being able to leverage off what others are doing. So see, this is cool. This is from Alex, one of our experts. Some inspiration here around what can be done. It looks like he's just being able to leverage off the social network of our community is super, and has always been a huge thing that I've wanted to embed into the application. So this looks like, this is just some custom visuals that can be, wow, this is pretty awesome, isn't it? So Mapbox is obviously a custom visual. So, just great for inspiration around what is actually possible. Very cool. Very cool. And I'd love to, in future events, I'd love to showcase these things more. Any questions? Any questions on that? So I'll be using the Analyst Hub in a lot more videos going forward. Just referencing formulas, getting my inspiration, making sure my report designs and navigations are of a very high quality, and I'm going to use the community to get that inspiration and to get that quality embedded into my own reports. Cool. Okay, so I think that was the main things I wanted to cover. Really, is there any questions from out there that I can go into? We've got our events coming up as well. So got plenty of events coming up. We also are building out our Center of Excellence events as well. One thing that we if you haven't got your organization linked into Power BI, linked into Enterprise DNA, definitely check out what we're doing with our Enterprise DNA Center of Excellence. So we've created a range of different packages which are can be totally customized to your organization, and this is now our completely tailored offering to our corporate customers, right? And so we have our Center of Excellence portal. We have all of the training content, resources, and showcases and community embedded into the Center of Excellence. Also, Analyst Hub subscriptions are embedded into the Center of Excellence, and we also have some other offerings that we're planning for our Center of Excellence customers. The biggest one, I think, is we are likely to open up a new event to everyone within the organizations who have Center of Excellence subscriptions. So a big thing that we've found, especially dealing with some of the large organizations that we've dealt with, is that not everyone is a developer, right? But there are plenty of consumers, and there's a massive need to learn about data literacy, okay, and to understand how to consume Power BI reports effectively, or how to use Power BI to build out your data culture. And so we're planning on building an event, a large event based around data literacy, and we're going to open it up to not only those who have Center of Excellence licenses, but everyone within organizations who have a Center of Excellence license. So you might only buy 10 licenses of the Center of Excellence, but you could have 50 people attend the data literacy event. And so this is just one of the real tailored offerings that we are putting into the Centre of Excellence to make it quite a unique a unique education ecosystem or education platform for organizations to use. So we'll be continuing to develop this more and more and more. This was a really big initiative that we ran last year, or we started last year, and it is a big part of Enterprise DNA going forward. So definitely get in contact with myself or Gio, who's our corporate partnerships lead, and you might have had an email from him in the past, and we'll be happy to discuss that more. Okay, last round of questions, and then we might end today's event. It's been a good one. It's been a good opportunity just to talk about some of the things that we're doing, and we're doing a lot. I mean, we're taking our offering and our platform to another level, and so it's as always great to be connected, and I sort of see everyone who's part of our community now is sort of getting in on the ground floor as well. We are really focused on providing an unmatched education platform around Power BI, analytics, and the Power Platform. Okay, let's round off. Thanks all. Thanks all for attending today, and look forward to the next event we run. We will confirm the date that we run that in the near future. I'm not 100% sure when we'll be doing that, but maybe in a couple of weeks' time. We'll see. But we'll confirm over our broadcasts on our website, etc. When these events will be on. But really enjoy getting to know you a bit better, and and look forward to interacting with you more through the forum, through our initiatives, etc. So I'll be in touch. There. Okay, take care, everyone. We'll be in touch soon. See you later.